If your relationship with sunscreen is mostly based on compromise, guilt, and trying not to look shiny by lunchtime, this video might actually save you some money and annoyance. Because the new Geek and Gorgeous Zero Feel SPF 50 is one of the few sunscreens I've tested recently that seems designed to offer protection for people that don't want to turn skincare into their part-time job. So let's do a proper Geek and Gorgeous Zero Feel SPF 50 review, including texture, how it wears under makeup, eye irritation, and how this matte finish actually works on skin that is no longer 22 years old. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Anne, a medical doctor here to teach you how to best take care of your skin and general well-being. Broad spectrum protection with new organic filters. Just to be clear here, organic means chemical filters as opposed to physical or mineral and inorganic filters, which is the correct term but not used as often and has nothing to do with organic food, for example. It also is matte in finish, weightless, and does not sting the eyes. It basically reads like my wish list to the sunscreen fairy. Although I do have grown to like a little more dewiness with age. Not that high shine glass skin dewy, but not that flat Instagram powdered down matte either. I was initially surprised because this sunscreen, when it comes out of the tube, does feel quite substantial. It is nothing like the lightweight, fluid Korean milk sunscreen that I prefer, and it's also nothing like a gel. It really has substance when you get it out of the tube, and you can feel that when you apply it onto the skin. But if you give it a minute or even less, 30 seconds, it really sinks in and feels like nothing. This initial richness disappears completely, so much that I right now, where it's still a little colder, feel the need to wear a moisturizer underneath. The finish is matte, but a natural matte, just like I did my skincare and then applied a light layer of powder. Not that absolutely flat, caked on powder face, more a elegant, more refined texture, and it makes the skin feel velvety to the touch. I did not notice any scent whatsoever. I have been testing it with different creams and different makeups on top for the last 2 weeks, and it plays well with everything, no pilling, and I feel like my makeup sits a little better, as if I applied one of these velvety, pore blurring filters underneath. I can take it up close to my eyes without experiencing any irritation despite wearing contacts, and that's something that's very important to me, because you know that this is an area that we don't protect enough against the sun. So if you're not out there wearing shades that have UV protection, you're quite prone to getting skin cancer or sun damage around the eyes. It is not designed to be water resistant, but apparently preliminary tests show that it does stay on with around 50% of the protection if exposed to water. So it is something that I would be confident in wearing in the summer when I tend to sweat a little more, but not something right now that I would pick if I was doing sweaty outdoor sports like hiking or going for a swim or something like that. Even though no matter if your sunscreen says water resistance or not, you should always reapply after swimming and especially toweling dry. It obviously goes on as last step in your morning routine before you do your makeup, and you need to make sure that you get the adequate amounts for the full protection. So there are different ways of measuring it out, with like 1/4 teaspoon, or with the weight, or with this 2-finger method. And I admit initially it was something I struggled with before I learned to trust the disappearance of the richness, because when I apply a adequate amount of this, my initial thought is, whoa, that's too much, but really after 30 seconds it's gone. The formula itself is pretty basic, but I mean basic in a good way. It has filters, it has something for mattifying, it has something to help spread it on the skin, and a little bit glycerin for hydration. The filters used are Uvinul A+, Uvinul T150, Enzulizone, and Tinosorb S, all of which are modern filters, meaning it will probably not be available in this formulation in the US, because these more modern filters are not right now cleared by the FDA. Geek and Gorgeous shared a lot of the testing information online, which is still not the norm in sunscreen, but something I really appreciated. Apparently they had it tested in 2 different independent labs to make sure they reached the protection claimed, and also did like a competitive test against 5 other sunscreens from well-known competitors, a European one, a Korean one, these things, and said that their sunscreen always came up at the top protection-wise. I personally am confident that it offers the protection it claims, which in my opinion is the most important sunscreen claim and should come like directly after you like it enough to wear it. Now, is the Geek and Gorgeous Zero Feel SPF 50 the perfect sunscreen? That totally depends. It depends on your skin. I think if you are really dry and don't want to slather yourself with a very rich moisturizer, or if you need something that survives swimming or sweaty outdoor sports, this might not be the one for you. It might also not be the one for you if you're looking for a very, very dewy finish because that's just the look that you like. But if you're normal to oily, if you prefer your skin to be more matte, like in a natural matte, and you want a good protection with something that you really don't feel, this is as good as it gets right now. Will it replace my slightly more dewy, more hydrating current favorite? I think that depends on the weather and how I want my face to look. I can see myself reaching for the Zero Feel in the summer quite a lot, but actually, and I never thought I would say this, want a little more hydration in these in-between months. If you have tried the sunscreen, please tell me your experiences in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, you will surely enjoy the ones linked on the screen here. Don't forget to check out the description box for everything else I have to offer, and like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video.